Welcome to April's Garage. Are you ready for some cheap Chinese cars? Because they're coming our way.
Nope.
3/4 of auto executives were surveyed, and they think that Chinese electric cars are going to be all the rage in America soon. That's going to be the big bad thing.
And they're not in the best shape to be ready for them either.
No.
So cheap Chinese electric cars, I feel like if they come, it's going to be a problem because it's never stopped anybody from buying quality over cheap.
Right.
As far as electronics, we used to have really nice high quality refrigerators and televisions and all that
That's
stuff.
true.
You buy a refrigerator or TV in the 1970s, it's still working today. Now you don't.
No.
It's not going to happen. And then came grocery stores and the mom and pops and all that stuff, and they all got wiped out by Walmart. And everything we make now, as far as what we buy, is so people want value. They want cheap.
Right.
Same goes for cars, and I think these auto execs are probably right because
They're right.
They're
and
kind of right
nervous.
already because the Buick Envista, Envision, or whatever is made in China,
Right.
and it's just brought to the U.S. and people buy the snot out of those because they're cheap,
Right.
and it's somewhat luxurious.
Right.
So
Right now there's like, I mean, I don't mean to be girly on you, but the fast fashion, all the cheap clothes from China, everyone's getting them and you wear it for a week and it falls apart right away and you throw it out, and then feel like that could be the same thing that's happening with these
right.
cars.
Well, yeah, in the Victorian era, they'd wear their suits for a week and their dresses for like they just wouldn't take them off, like
Yeah.
even in front of their spouses. Where am I going there? Goodness gracious! I don't. Anyway.
Cheap Chinese cars coming to America perhaps, and
Yes.
but I don't know, maybe they're going to be good at making extended range and their technology is going to be better than ours because there's been so many electric car companies in America that have gone under.
So 76% they believe that Chinese cars are coming, and 70% said they were concerned about the financial impact of China and what they will do in the U.S. So, 6% of them are like, yeah, whatever, bring it. We got this.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
But I wonder who that 6% is that are saying just bring it on, China, because there's so many automakers that are just absolutely like struggling, like totally screwed without it.
Well, Nissan lost, what was it, $4.5 billion in 2024, which is absolutely crazy.
So everybody at Nissan is just like,
yeah,
they're ready to.
they're doing that. They were going to cut 9,000 jobs. Now they're cutting 20,000 jobs. Tyler Hoover's jumping over the ledge for them.
I'm doing my Nissan exec impersonation.
Do you think Nissan's going to be around? They want to scale down on the platforms. They have 13 different platforms going down to 7. I mean, they're really cutting costs and corners right now. I don't know if they're going to survive.
Cutting costs and corners on a company that's already sort of not known for its reliability and quality and all that stuff.
You don't like the Ultima?
That
What's wrong with that?
what isn't wrong with the Ultima?
Okay.
Basically, it's in rental fleets or people with a 400 credit score that do crazy things on the road.
Right.
And then the CVT goes kaboom, and they're junked.
Right. So what is like the cool Nissan right now? Is there one?
The GTR is gone.
Yeah.
We've talked about that, how it might come back as a mid-engine in partnership with a next generation NSX. So what is the cool Nissan right now?
I don't know.
Got me. The Z, of course, the Nissan Z,
Right.
the Nismo and all that stuff,
Okay.
which is a pretty cool car. Wouldn't mind owning that, but it's a small sports car in a very crowded and not very popular segment as far as a bunch of people making small sports cars. So what could they do? I mean, they could ditch CVTs and say we're sorry,
Right.
Yeah, like a we're sorry campaign,
Right.
Sort of like what Bud Light did or something like that. Just
Sure.
like, okay, we've made terrible transmissions for the last 20 years, but we're done with that now. And we're making this now. I don't know.
They're focusing all their efforts on cost cutting right now, which you would think in our climate, in our world, you'd want to kind of focus on the electric cars and developing that, but it's like they don't have the money to do anything new right now because to develop a car takes years and years and years of just planning to get that out.
You know what I think they need to do? They need to double down on their brand deals and
Okay.
their partnerships with popular IP. So like the Plymouth Roadrunner and the Superbird.
Right.
The Meet Me putting, the
Sure.
cartoons on it in the 70s. Most recently, Hyundai was doing it with like an Iron Man spec, and then there was the Star Wars edition,
That's
I think, of
true.
the Nissan or whatever.
So you're gonna do like Minecraft?
So they need
Nissan car.
They need to license. Yeah, if they bring back the Nissan Cube and make it the Minecraft
Yes.
edition.
Yes, that's amazing.
Boom.
Okay, we just saved Nissan.
Boom.
Here you go.
The Nissan Cube Minecraft Chicken Jockey edition. 1 billion of them sold.
That's amazing.
What other crazy IP is there right now that they could license to make a car?
That's it. But the problem is that if they do the Chicken Jockey Minecraft thing right now, by the time it's developed, that'll be so
Well,
old
then
news.
whatever the next thing. But no, Minecraft's pretty much enduring.
Right.
So I don't know what's everybody watching on streaming nowadays. I don't know, the Dancing with the Stars edition, Nissan Maxima. I don't know what. Since we just sit and watch Star Trek and Stargate all the time, like
Yeah.
old reruns, we don't know what people are watching. I guess
What's the
nowadays
cool
for like the
thing?
best shows of 2025. So I don't know any of these. Your friends
I'd say
and neighbors.
Yellowstone, right? Yellowstone's pretty big.
The Yellowstone edition
The
Nissan.
series.
So you like make a Nissan Frontier that what do they call them? The names of the family?
The Duttons.
The Dutton edition,
Right.
which would be
But
kind
by
of the horse
time
ranchy
it
thing.
gets
I don't
out,
know.
it'll be old news. So how do you stay on trend with something that
Right.
trends go by so fast?
I suppose.
So it's tricky.
But yeah, whatever the youths are watching. So the Marvel movies, Spider-Man, Stranger
You sounded
Things.
like you're 90 years
Yeah,
old.
make like a throwback edition of like an 80s edition of something. You know, I don't know. There's my
Crazy
suggestion.
youths.
There's my suggestion.
Okay, that's cool. That's
It's
good.
not the worst idea but yeah,
like it.
if I was CEO, I'd get smuggle it out of a suitcase like the old CEO did as well.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, Nissan's struggling. I know, like, there's a lot of other companies that are trying to figure out this whole new world.
Right. Well, Tesla's still kind of on the struggle bus a little bit.
A little bit.
They're coming out with their Robotaxi soon, but here's the problem: the feds,
Soon.
the feds
Soon.
just sent them a
Soon.
9.
20 years from now, soon, maybe. Yeah.
The feds just sent them a 9-page letter asking them all these safety questions protocol. What are these robo-taxis going to look like? Because they're going to launch in Austin, Texas, very soon. I would think they have to answer the feds by June 19th on all these questions, but they can't. The feds can't, and NHTSA can't block Tesla and the robo-taxis from coming
Right.
out because
Well,
they don't
so
have regulations on self-driving cars.
Waymo's out there and causing all kinds of trouble, or we're causing trouble with the
You
Waymos. I
are.
love harassing them when I'm in Arizona.
You do.
But the Waymo's out there, so why can't the Robotaxi with Tesla be out there? But the Waymos have all kinds of sensor systems on. They
Right.
have cameras, and they have the lidar, the spinning radar things,
Sure.
and they're everywhere. I mean, it's like doing a whole disco show with the lidar and the cameras and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that Tesla has, it doesn't look like. I mean, I know Tesla has recently gotten rid of all their radar systems and go just basically off of cameras
Mm-hmm. Right.
with their current tech as far as the self-driving,
Right.
which. I don't know if you can do that with them.
Concerned about, and they're talking about because of the visual aspects of fog and sun reflection and other kind of weather emergencies. Is that going to be safety? Is it going to be safe enough to have self-driving cars?
Right, but if Tesla can corner the market with driverless cars and AI relating that stuff, then they're going to be the new dominant force of
Right.
that, like they were the dominant force for over a decade in electric cars, and finally other companies are catching up. So it makes, I see what they're trying to do,
Right.
and it could work, and it could be in 10, 20 years.
Right.
Nobody cares about cars at all. It's just something you hit a button and one pulls up and takes you wherever you're going, and then you arrive and you get out. And like this whole garage, like they're going to think is really stupid.
It might be.
I'll be
that.
a total dinosaur. Yeah, but this article mentioned it. I know Elon has said he's sort of stepping back from his first buddy role, which I think everybody's very excited about, and getting back to running his companies and all that stuff. And he said at an investor conference last month, he talked about the effortless driving future and saying, "Can you go to sleep in our cars and wake up at your destination?" Elon asked himself this question and then answered. He said, "I'm confident that will be available in many cities in the U.S. by the end of this year."
No way. Because I did see that he's thinking the Robotaxi rollout is coming soon, and then if that goes well, millions of Robotaxis will be here by the end of the year. And I thought that was a misprint.
Where's the Tesla Roadster? Where's the Tesla semis? Where's the robot that's supposed to do our damn laundry? That'd be wonderful.
That would be great.
Yes.
What about spiritually speaking things into existence?
That's true.
That's what he's doing.
That is true. You know who is really good at that
What?
is Freddie Tavares.
Stop it!
Like,
I love Freddie.
but he's like,
Love you,
I'm going to get this sponsor to give me $1 billion, or I'm going to have this P1 finished next week. Like, he speaks it to try and make
he's
it
confident.
so, and then he tries.
And he's worked hard, and he deserves it because he works really hard. So there.
Sorry, Freddie. I love you.
He
I love you,
deserves it
buddy.
all.
Yeah. Anyway.
Freddie's amazing.